Hey guys, so this week's new releases and sneak peeks. So this week there wasn't that much, to be honest. And I feel like the past few weeks it's been dwindling a little bit, but hey, it is what it is. Let's just jump straight into it. Okay, so first we've got Milk Makeup's new extension to their Kush line. I think they did a mascara which had like, was it hemp oil or something like that? Now they've extended it to brow gels, and they have different color brow gels. So they have like a clear brow gel, they have a light neutral, medium neutral, and a dark neutral. I'm not a big fan of eyebrow gels. I've got one which is like it's like a light brown, which is supposed to be like blonde. It's supposed to complement blonde hair, but I use blonde brow stuff all the time because I think it's just the right color for me, even though I could go a little bit darker. But anyway, I digress. I don't feel like I need this because I'm not used to using brow stuff like that anyway. I just tend to stick to my brow pencil, to be fair. Okay, next, NARS they're about to drop their summer 2018 collection. It has an eye and cheek palette. It looks like there is a highlight and some lippies. This isn't anything spectacular, and to be fair, this doesn't scream summer to me. This is more autumn, winter. This isn't summer. I love the outside packaging. Like, a lot of the time NARS does really well their packaging, but I'm not really feeling this situation with the makeup. But the packaging is really nice, and I think a lot of companies are coming out with highlighters which are like pale gold. It seems to be the in thing right now. Okay, next, Urban Decay are coming out with their lip mousses. These compacts look like blush compacts, but they're not. They are lip mousses. I don't think I've ever seen a product like this where, okay, I've seen like lip products in compact, but a lip mousse, I'd love to see how this performs and to see if the texture is like what the texture is like, because it's very hard to tell from just the picture. It's not close up enough. But I'm interested in seeing how it performs. But aside from that, I'm not really interested in this too tough. Especially like these shades, they are just like too dark. And even though I can pull off deep lip colors, I just prefer to, my preference is nude shades, light pinks, stuff like that. Next, Wayne Goss is coming out with his own cosmetics line. Picture, he is showing, I think it's like 2 potential options that he has for palettes, like square pans or circle pans, but he's announced that he is going to be bringing out a cosmetics line. He has a brush line already, and I've heard nothing but amazing things about it, and I feel like Wayne Goss is one of those people that I definitely trust. Anything that he has promoted that I have purchased has been amazing. So I don't expect him to put anything but his best foot forward and to produce the best makeup possible that he can produce. So I'm so interested in seeing what he brings out. I'm here for it. But I know it's going to be expensive. That's the only thing. Bite Beauty are bringing out their French press lip glosses. And we are just going along with the natural, neutral shades. I understand that these are glosses, but clearly these are not high pigmented glosses. These probably just give like a slight tint, because the swatches on the model's arm, they don't make the glosses look very opaque. They look like they're a little bit on the patchier side. So I think that these will probably just add a little bit of a tint. Aside from that French press and black coffee, I think those ones will have probably a little bit more pigment than the other ones, but still it probably won't give you like an opaque glossy lip. Like you probably couldn't wear it on its own unless that was the look that you were trying to go for that day, but it will probably be something that you can wear on top of a liquid lipstick or a regular lipstick just to give it that glossy effect. I don't know. Oh, and they have a coffee scent as well. That I'm interested in because I really like coffee scented things and coffee flavored sweets, but I'm not into coffee like the actual drink. I don't drink that stuff. Moving forward, Revolution are bringing out Crushed Pearl Pigment. These look nice. I mean, the top row, they look like the cool neutral, like the cool natural shades, and the bottom row looks like the warmer toned natural shades. They haven't got anything which is like greens and blues and, you know, like those electric colors. It looks like they're probably just gonna start with just the natural shades, and a lot of these shades I feel like I have already, so I don't know if I'll pick any of these up. I still want to try, they had an eyeshadow set that came out. It wasn't a palette, it was something. I'm waiting for that to hit Superdrug, and once it does I'm gonna get that. It was like a dupe of one of the MAC eyeshadow, single eyeshadows that they came out with, like the magnetized ones. So I'm waiting for that to hit Superdrug, the Revolution version, and then I'm gonna get those. I don't think I'm gonna get these. I think I'm gonna skip on these because these colors I feel like I already have, and I'll just be repurchasing the same shades just in a loose pigment version. And my loose pigments that I do have, I don't tend to reach for, so just be a waste. MAC are coming out with a Studio Fix 24-hour wear concealer in 34 shades. I am interested on seeing how this forms because, you know, I'm always here for a good concealer. I feel like I've got a number of really good foundations and I'd like to have a number of really good concealers. But we know that this is going to be expensive because it's MAC. I'm interested in seeing how this performs. I'm going to wait for the reviews to come out on this before I go ahead and make a purchase. But 34 shades of concealer, I feel like that's probably going to be a good range. MAC are also coming out with the Hyper Real foundations. It comes in 4 shades. And these kind of look like the Cover FX custom drops, but I just don't see the actual dropper. So this looks like if you wanted to make your foundation glowy, dewy, this is something that you're mixing with your foundation or wear underneath the foundation. So it'll give you just that little bit of a glow. I don't tend to do that. I like to have a matte foundation. I prefer to look matte rather than dewy, and especially in this hot weather, I tend to like get a little bit dewy anyway. So I don't feel like I would want to get this simply on my preferences on the foundation that I'd like to wear. But if I was to ever get this, I would probably prefer to use this in the colder months where I'm not going to get extra dewy on top of the dew that I already have. Colourpop are coming out with their Summer 2018 collection, and they've got these 2 eyeshadow palettes. One is called Sol and one is called Ma. These remind me of the Kylie palettes, the Kai shadows. I think she had a reddish one, the burgundy palette. That's what the red one reminds me of. Not like shade for shade, but just generally it reminds me of that. And also the fact that it's like 9 pans in a square, except these palettes are hard plastic. The Kylie ones are like cardboard. I do like the bluey one. I do like the blue one, but when I look at it, when I really look at it, it's like 2 blues and a green, the rest of it is neutral shades. But the way that they've placed those 2 blues and the green is kind of misleading. Like you can almost get away with it, but I really looked at it and I was just kind of like, this is just 3 ocean shades and 6 neutral shades. And again, my issue is just the fact that they don't have any way for me to purchase it here in the UK without paying customs and taxes, and you already know how I feel about doing all of that stuff. So I think once they get, I'm sure that there's a website that might sell them online, and I hope like in the UK, and I might be able to get my hands on it. So we'll just see. Like if I was to get either of them, it would definitely be the blue one. Okay, Lush Cosmetics are coming out with a foundation in 40 shades, and when I look at this, I'm like, yes, I'm feeling this. I mean, look at the deepest shade. I know it's not exactly all in frame, but look at that deepest shade. That is dark, and look at that light shade. That is hail. Like that is a, like, I think there's some companies that really need to take note. Like this is how you do a foundation line. And even the swatches, like look at the swatch on the model's arm of all those deeper shades. I feel like those shades, those are deep. That 40N, that deepest one, that's almost like black. I know it's not going to be black like that, but it looks like it's borderlining that kind of color. Like that's crazy, and I love it because there are some people out there who are that deep who would like to be included in makeup. So I love this. The only thing is that it's a medium coverage. It does say that it's buildable, but it's like it's a dewy, glowy kind of thing, and again, I'm not into all of that. So maybe when they come out with a matte version, I might have a look at it. But either way, I am so glad that this company have like taken note of all of the madness that's happened prior, and they're putting their best foot forward and coming out with something which is so inclusive. Well done, Lush Cosmetics. Fenty is coming out with the Moroccan Spice palette. This includes mattes as well as shimmers. I think her previous palette was just shimmers, and that was something that people were complaining about, that they have to spend, like, after spending so much money on the palette, because it's not cheap, after spending so much money on the palette, they then have to incorporate another palette for their mattes, for like their crease color and transition shades and stuff, rather than having it all in one palette. So this time it looks like they've taken note. They also have come out with an eyeshadow primer, 2 brushes, and what looks like to be like an eyeliner pen, if I am correct. I'm not too sure when these are coming out, but I know that the palette is £42 sterling. I'm not too sure how much that translates to in the US, but this, I like this, I really do. I like the colors in that palette. Whether or not I'll actually get it, I don't know. I do like the packaging though. Ofra have released their new collection for summer, and they've come out with a new highlighter called Star Island. This looks nice. Again, another pale gold, and they've brought out some lippies. Now these lippies I'm a little bit confused about, because this is supposed to be for the summer, and these are really dark vampy kind of shades, which I would have expected more in the colder months. But I guess there's no rule in saying that you have to wear dark shades only in colder months, you know. But I just would have expected for them to come out with something a little bit lighter or a little bit brighter for the summer. So I'm not really feeling this, but I do like the new packaging, I must say. It's very sleek, it's very clean, it's nice. Laura Mercier have come out with some new blushes. I know Laura Mercier is not playing when it comes to their money. There's only a couple of shades that I actually like in this, because I'm not really like a bright pink kind of person. One thing I must say is that dark purple, I would love to see that on a deep skin tone. I think that will be banging. That will be so beautiful. But I can't really part all my money on this, because I've already got enough blushes to last me a lifetime, so I don't need any more blush. Elf are coming out with their mix to match foundation shade adjuster, which is $4 each. Now I like this idea of having foundation mixers. I mean, if your foundation, you found it was a little bit too pink, you can, you know, you've got this foundation mixer to bring the undertone to your undertone. That's great. I think, I'm not too sure if these 3 are the only 3 shades or if there's a few more, but I think that there is a green missing. There are some people who have olivey undertones, and I think that if they had come out, if they bring one out which is green, I think that that would be great. If they bring out a stark white, that would be great. And if they brought out a black, and when I say black, I mean black, okay? Simply because I saw a black foundation in Body Shop, again, mixers, and I was like, that is a brilliant idea. Because I personally find that trying to deepen a foundation which is like way too light, I could just do with a black, like just make it a little bit darker. Like the undertones is fine, I just need it to be a tad bit darker. So if I had just a couple of dots of black foundation, it would bring it to the deepness that I need it to be at. So I think if they come out with those 3 shades, I think that would be perfect. And for $4 each, I mean, come on, that is amazing. I love that. I think with this product, I think e.l.f. are coming back to making things affordable. I think that they started to bring their prices up a little bit at some point, and I feel like this is bringing it back to the original affordable prices that we know e.l.f. to have. Kylie has brought out, or is bringing out, her summer 2018 eyeshadow palette. I don't know what this is called. I know that she like showed a sneak peek of this before, but now like she's showed the whole palette, because I think we only saw like the first 4 shades. I'm not really inspired by this. I like that red or deep pink, that salmon pink color that's in the palette, but that's it. Aside from that, I feel like these are shades that we've seen 1,000,001 times. These are shades that she has brought out a number of times also. I don't need no more of this. So thank you, Kylie, but no thank you, Kylie. Also, Tarte are bringing out a new eyeshadow palette. I don't know what this is called. I like the packaging, but it's just Tarte doing what Tarte do. It's just natural, neutral shades. With this one, it's more on the side of pink. The Too Faced Born This Way foundation, the extension that they did with Jackie Aina, has now become available, and I like seeing these swatches. Like, this is a good selection for people of color. I really do like this. I feel like this is nice. I do feel like there could be a shade between Spiced Rum and Mahogany, but either way, it's a lot deeper than what a lot of brands are bringing out in their shade ranges, period. So I'm not even going to complain too much, but I like this extension most definitely. Nabla Cosmetics are coming out with their nude collection, and it looks like it has some glow sticks, like some highlighter sticks, some lippies, what looks like to be lip pencils, and some highlights. Oh, and I can see a brush there as well. I don't need any more highlights, and I definitely don't need any highlight sticks. I tend to stick to the same kind of shade lip liner regardless of what lip color I'm wearing, and those highlighters aren't really doing it for me. So I'm going to wait for them to bring out something else, because I do want to try their products, just not these particular products. Oh, and I absolutely love their packaging. I've got to say, I love their packaging. Lastly, Makeup Forever are bringing out their glitzy palette. The packaging is beautiful. Something I've just noticed. Okay, do you see the palette? Like the front of the palette that's there on the side. That circle with like the starburst, that's reminding me a lot of the Jaclyn Hill Becca palette and her recent Vault palettes that have like the circle with the starburst coming out. That reminds me, I know it's not exactly that, but it's very, very reminiscent. But the shades inside, I'm not feeling them. It looks like, it has, is it 2 highlighters? No, it looks like it has a highlight, a banana powder, 2 sculpting powders, and 2 blushes, and then there's 3 shades at the bottom. What are those supposed to be? Are those highlights as well, or are those supposed to be eyeshadow? Like, why would you bring out just 3 eyeshadow shades? So I might be wrong. On here it doesn't say what those 3 small shades at the bottom are. The thing is, it says on the top of those other shades what they are, like the highlight, sculpt, blush, but it doesn't say what those 3 at the bottom are, and it doesn't say what those 3 at the bottom are in the description either. So I'm going to assume that those 3 are probably highlights as well, because it looks like this is a face palette. So I'll be a little bit confused why they'd only bring out 3 eyeshadows. It wouldn't really make sense. So I think that those 3 at the bottom are highlighters. Okay, hold on. Yeah. So where it says highlight at the top, they've got a pale highlight, and then they've got a banana powder highlight. That makes sense. And then the bottom 3 are the actual highlighters that you put on your cheekbones and down your nose, like the actual sparkly stuff. I'm not really here for this today. I'm not feeling it, simply because I've already got enough of these kind of palettes. I've got enough highlights, I've got enough banana powder, I've got enough brightening powders and blushes and contours and all of that good stuff. I don't need this, but I can't deny that it's a pretty palette, and when I first saw it I was like, oh, that's so cute. cute, that's so nice. But in reality, I just don't need it. I'm just appreciating the packaging. Anyway, so those were all of this week's new releases and sneak peeks. Is there anything in this range that you would like to get? I think the only thing that I would actually like to get would be the e.l.f. foundation mixing foundations, because I think that that's a great idea, but only if the line was extended to have like a lightening one and a deepening shade, and also that ColourPop Mar palette, that blue one. If I can get my hands on it over here, then I will, but aside from that, those are the only two things that I'm really interested in. Let me know what you're interested in. I'd love to hear what you're interested in. Also, continue to give me your questions for the Q&A. I'm hoping to put that up on Tuesday probably, something along those lines. So just drop me a couple more questions and we'll be good to go. Anyway, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.